Every parent wants their baby to get the best possible start. So they buy the play mats, the sensory toys, the high contrast flashcards, they download the apps, they read the books. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, a quiet worry creeps in. Am I doing enough? Is my baby getting everything they need? Here is what almost no one tells you. Researchers at the University of Washington have been studying infant brains for over 2 decades, and they found something that stopped them in their tracks. It wasn't the toys making the biggest difference. It wasn't the enrichment programs or the carefully curated nursery. It was something so ordinary, so invisible, that most parents do it without thinking, or miss it entirely without ever knowing. It takes less than 30 seconds. It requires nothing you don't already have, and it happens in a window of time so small that if you blink, you've already passed it. It's called the critical gaze window, and according to Dr. Andrew Meltzoff, one of the world's leading experts in infant learning, what happens inside that window is literally teaching your baby how to learn, not just now, but for the rest of their life. Most parents have never heard this term, and once you understand what it means, you will never look at your baby the same way again. Picture this. Your baby is lying on their back, looking up at the ceiling. Then something shifts. Their eyes drift toward your face. They lock onto you, and for just a moment, maybe 2 seconds, maybe 3, they stare at you with a focus that feels almost startling, like they are trying to read something just behind your eyes. That moment has a name. Researchers call it joint visual attention initiation, but you don't need the technical term to understand what's happening. What's happening is that your baby's brain has just sent out a signal, a request, and what you do in the next few seconds determines whether that signal gets answered or disappears into silence. Here is the science. In the first year of life, your baby's brain is building roughly 1 million new neural connections every single second. But those connections are not built randomly. They are built in response to your responses. Every time your baby looks at you and you look back, really look back, with your face and your voice and your full attention, you are confirming a pathway. You are telling their developing brain, this connection is real. This direction is worth going. Keep building here. Dr. Andrew Meltzoff at the University of Washington's Institute for Learning and Brain Sciences ran a series of studies that changed how developmental scientists understand infant cognition. What he found was this. Babies as young as 6 weeks old are not passive observers of the world. They are active hypothesis testers. They look at your face specifically to gather information about how the world works. And the most important piece of information they are gathering is whether you are paying attention to what they are paying attention to. The counterintuitive finding, the one that rewrote the textbooks, was that it didn't matter how much stimulation babies received in total. What predicted their language development, their social cognition, and their capacity for focused learning was whether the adults around them followed their gaze, not led it, followed it. This changes everything about how you think about those quiet moments with your baby. You don't need to perform for them. You don't need to entertain them. You need to watch where they look and go there with them. There's a moment in Dr. Meltzoff's lab that his team talks about to this day. A mother sat across from her 8-month-old during an observation session. The baby looked toward a window, just a window, nothing special outside. The mother, without thinking, turned to look too, then turned back and said softly, "Oh, the light." The baby looked at the window again, then at the mother, then at the window. 3 exchanges, 30 seconds total, and the neural activity recorded in that baby's brain during those 30 seconds was unlike anything passive stimulation had ever produced. The window wasn't the point. The mother was the point. The fact that she followed, that she said, without words, "I see what you see," was the entire lesson. The good news, and this really is good news, is that you don't need a lab, a program, or a single piece of new equipment to give your baby this. You already have everything required. What you need is a small shift in awareness, practiced across the ordinary moments you are already living together every day. Here are 3 things you can start doing right now. The first is called follow the eyes. Whenever your baby's gaze moves to something, a shadow on the wall, a cup on the table, a bird outside the window, pause what you are doing and look at it too. Really look. Don't redirect them back to you. Don't point to something else. Just go where they went. Then say something simple about what you both see. Not a lecture, not a lesson, just a word or two. Oh, the fan. There's the dog. Look at that light. Imagine your baby is in their bouncer and their eyes drift up to the corner of the ceiling where the afternoon sun is casting a moving patch of gold. You follow their gaze, look up, and say quietly, "You see the sunshine." That's it. That single exchange tells your baby's brain that the world is a place worth paying attention to, and that you are someone who pays attention with them. This is the foundation of shared focus, which researchers directly link to stronger language acquisition and longer attention spans later in childhood. The second step is called wait and watch. After you respond to your baby's gaze, go quiet. Don't fill the silence. Wait for them to look again, at the object, at you, back at the object. Let them lead the rhythm. This pause is not empty time. It is the most important time. In that gap between your response and their next signal, their brain is processing, predicting, and deciding whether to engage again. Babies who experience these natural pauses with a responsive caregiver develop what researchers call sustained attention, the ability to stay focused on something long enough to actually learn from it. A baby who is never given that pause, whose world is always filled with noise and movement and stimulation, never gets the chance to practice that skill. The third step is called name the moment. Once you have followed their gaze and waited, add one gentle layer of language to what you both just shared. Not a full sentence, not a quiz, just a name. Ceiling fan, orange, daddy's shoes. You are not teaching vocabulary in the traditional sense. You are teaching your baby that objects have names, that names come from the people they love, and that paying attention leads to new information. That loop, attention, response, language, connection, is the exact sequence that builds reading readiness years before your child ever holds a book. Now, here is what this replaces. There are entire industries built around capturing your baby's attention, screens designed to stimulate, toys that flash and beep and spin, subscription boxes promising developmental milestones, and some of those things have their place, but none of them can do what you just read. None of them can notice where your baby's eyes go in a quiet moment and follow them there. None of them can say a word in your voice with your face in a moment that belongs entirely to the two of you. The most powerful learning device your baby will ever have is a parent who watches where they look. Imagine it's an ordinary afternoon, nothing special on the calendar. Your baby is in your arms or on the floor nearby, and for a moment the room goes quiet. And then they look at something small, something you would have walked past 1,000 times without noticing. A stripe of light on the wall, the pattern on a pillowcase, the sound of rain starting outside. And they look at it with that particular kind of wonder that only babies have. That total, unhurried, wide-open attention that the rest of us spend our whole adult lives trying to get back. You follow their gaze, you look at it too, you say one soft word, and in that moment, without a program or a product or a plan, you have done something that no screen and no toy and no expertly designed curriculum ever could. You have told your baby, in the only language their brain fully understands yet, "I am here. I see what you see. You are not alone in this world." The fact that you are here, watching this, learning about the tiny moments that shape your child's mind, that says something real about you. It tells your baby, even now, even before they have the words for it, that they have someone paying attention, and that is the thing that matters most. Carry this with you today. Your baby is not waiting for the right toy or the right program, they are waiting for your eyes to follow theirs. If this gave you a new way of seeing your baby, consider subscribing. Every week we release new science-backed videos about the hidden moments in your baby's everyday life that are quietly shaping who they are becoming, moments most parents never get to hear about. If this video helped you, a quick tap takes 1 second and helps other parents find it too. That one tap could change how another family sees their child today. Watch where your baby looks. Follow them there. That's where the magic is.